enough of the killing and the raping of innocent women there in the southeast. What's your take as regards?
Ngozi is doing virtually well. I'm commending her because she is actually, speaking our mind. You see, he's not only speaking. Writing to Bola Tinubu is a very good, welcome development. Why? We don't want what happened in 1960, 67, and so on to 1970 to repeat itself. Tinubu should peacefully now, endorse independence of Biafra, so that everybody should go in peace. No facility should be destroyed in the southwest. No facility should be destroyed in the southeast. No facility in the mid-belt, core north. Everybody should go peacefully. Do you know that Ngozi is making a good move? As I'm talking to you now, the Hausas have actually agreed that Biafra should be ceded away from Nigeria. I mean the Hausas who are speaking Hausas, whose ancestors are Hausas. I don't mean the Hausas that were visitors, the Fulanis, that we are given the chance, that we are allowed, and they are now seeking for allowance. The Fulani themselves are the ones that are bent on canvassing for one Nigeria because they are visitors. They are not Nigeria. They are not Nigerians. If we actually divide Nigeria, the Fulanis are going home empty-handed because they don't have land in Nigeria. They will just be floating because Hausa locals, the Hausa origins, they will actually expel the Fulanis out of North. That's why the Fulanis are bent on fighting for one Nigeria that is not working. You see Ngozi advising Colonel Christopher Musa to actually remove all his stinking dirty boys from southeastern Nigeria is a good advice. That lady is doing marvelously well. Time shall come when they decided, the veterans that fought Biafran war decided to come home. The main BLA, the main Biafran army will come back home. I think Nigerian military forces will actually vacate Igbo land by force. Because failure to do so, they will start spying them one by one in Igbo land. Right now, Igbo land is quiet and silent because Samuel is no longer commenting on social media. The right thing to do now is to believe in Biafra, allow Biafran nation to go. Tinubu is dictating for one Nigeria. Why is it that he has budgeted for annual expenditure for this country? He has not included southeastern Nigeria. There's no present of federal project currently in this annual expenditure of 2025. And see, Tinubu is there as president. That senator, that lawmaker that is advocating for Igbo, having a project to execute, having a chunk of the current annual budget, he is trying, he start to shout, because that is what Nnamdi Kanu was agitating for. Nigerians are not ready. Nigerian government leadership, Nigerian political leaders are not ready to listen to what Igbo man is asking for. That's why they excluded southeastern Nigeria from this year's budget. See, the more they hold Nnamdi Kanu, the more Nigerian nation has problem. But my warning to this current administration is that Nnamdi Kanu should not die in prison. If Nnamdi Kanu dies in prison, all the current political leaders in Nigeria, they will all go down. They shall go down one by one. They should allow an innocent man to go home. Exclusion of southeastern Nigeria from this year annual expenditure is the reason why Nnamdi Kanu has been intensifying agitation of Biafra emancipation. And I'm telling you that nothing could stop that. Not Tinubu, not Abdul Salam, not even Buhari can actually stop Biafra from coming. Nobody, not Hope Uzodinma. Hope Uzodinma will actually go and face ICC. We can actual him when he stops, when he at least, his tenure expires.
But he said, Uzodinma said nobody, can question him because he has done well for the people of Imo State. That after he steps down as the governor, that nobody, no EFCC or ICC can stop him.
He is a lizard. He is Agamaga lizard. That big lizard with red crest. Do you know why? When a lizard falls from the tree, he hits his belly on the earth. Do you know what lizard says? He look this side, he check his head. He look right hand side, he checks his head. Do you know what he says? He said he is Agaba and Odogu, a warrior in making. Do you know why? Because he has not seen anybody to praise him. Hope Uzodinma has done virtually bad. He has succeeded on disaliving, buying all the youths in Omoma community. In Imo State today, Nobody is safe because of Hope mass menace. He has invited all mercenaries, foreign mercenaries, buying everybody in Imo State, and with nobody to praise him. That's why he has now, resorted on praising himself. You cannot give yourself appraisal or praises. It is only people that will tell you you have done well, at the same time praising you. So Hope Uzodinma should be very, very ashamed of himself. He's a man, I know, that is eating and dining with shame and disgrace. It is the high time he throws the towel, because Biafra is coming.
Okay, but do you think Tinubu will accept to act less letter? Do you think he will act on it? Because because some people have come out and said that Ngozi is just deceiving herself with this letter, that with Tinubu, even when Tinubu gets the letter, he's going to even tear apart the letter.
Tinubu cannot tear the letter. Though Tinubu has actually come out to spell how much he hates the Igbos. I cannot keep on selling Yoruba hate Igbo. Yoruba is a lie. Tinubu hates Igbo, man. That's why Tinubu has, yes, in person. I can't say Yoruba. There are Yoruba that likes Igbo. Many Yorubas voted Obi. Tinubu has succeeded telling the whole world that he's the one that hates the Igbo man. Why? The rate Igbo properties were destroyed since inception of Tinubu's administration has actually cast spell on Nigerians that Tinubu hates Igbo man with passion. He destroyed properties, residential, commercial, everywhere that Igbo man are eking out livings in Igbo land. Tinubu administration destroyed it. Look at Abulo, the building. Before he could assume office, that was 1 month into the office of Asurok, Abulodo properties were destroyed. On getting to 3 weeks, Igbo's properties at Ajawo Estate were demolished. On getting to 4 months, Igbo's properties at Alaba were demolished. They incited construction on top of canal, waterways. All these are lies, deceptive balance and excuses just to deceive the Igbo man. This time around, Orabeza has written letter to him. He could not abandon that letter. If he does so at his own detriment. Because when it comes, when another program comes, every Dikanali must actually share from it. When we were fighting Biafran war, we were using stick, broken bottles, machete, and apple, that is all made. But this time around, Igbo man has come of maturity. If another program comes, they will actually regret ever killing, disaliving Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is the right time Tinubu pays attention to Ngozi Orabeza's letter. That lady is not clueless. Tinubu is clueless. That lady Ngozi is very, very tutored, well competent, and he has clue of what it takes to be a good leader. Tinubu should pay attention to Ngozi Orabeza's letter, because I'm telling you, Biafra is coming like a wildfire.
But do you think it's Tinubu's fault? We heard that Tinubu invited the Southeast governor for a meeting as regards Nnamdi Kanu freedom, but it was the governor that rejected or refused to show up at the meeting. That's what we heard.
Someone has rejected the call. Why? They know that they have gone in the past pleading and begging Tinubu to release Nnamdi Kanu. So going second time is begging again, and Nnamdi Kanu doesn't want anybody to beg. He is not culpable of any crime. The whole governors they went before, Tinubu could not answer to it. That's why they invited them second time. They could not go. See, let me tell you, the person in charge of Nnamdi Kanu's problem is Tinubu himself. It's not the governors. The governors are not the one. The governors are not the one. The Igbos are not the one. The Igbo elites are not the one. Tinubu, which is from Yoruba, and the Fulanis are the one in charge of Nnamdi Kanu's case. And most importantly, I want to tell everybody that the person that is holding Nnamdi Kanu now is President Tinubu, not anybody. Tinubu is in charge of Nnamdi Kanu's case.
Okay, thank you.
All this, we are going to be seeing all this unfolding, because I tell you, US is saying they are going to do audit. It's going to be a thorough investigation on how much was brought in and how it came in. And all the NGOs involved are going to be exposed. You can imagine. Even Trump himself is acknowledging that Boko Haram committed so much atrocities. Like you can see these headlines, is US condemned Boko Haram's atrocity. So Trump himself knows that Boko Haram is nothing to like write home about. So guys, when Trump said he was going to investigate Boko Haram funding that came from the United States to Nigeria, he wasn't joking. So this is today's headline, and like you can see, it says Boko Haram, US to audit 8 funds to Nigeria. So Trump is already looking into beginning this investigation. We are going to be seeing all the NGOs who are involved, you know, and how all this money were brought into Nigeria, how much have been brought, how much arms were being sent to these guys, you know, to these Boko Haram fighters and all that. We are going to be knowing all this. If there are possibly some leaders in the north who are involved, possibly we are going to be getting all this information. If there are imams, you know, caught up in all this, we are going to be seeing all this unfolding, because I tell you, US is saying they are going to do audit. It's going to be a thorough investigation on how much was brought in and how it came in. And all the NGOs involved are going to be exposed. You can imagine. Even Trump himself is acknowledging that Boko Haram committed so much atrocities. Like you can see this headline says, US condemn Boko Haram's atrocity. So Trump himself knows that Boko Haram is nothing to like write home about. These are people, you saw them unliving people, videoing and sharing in the internet, you know. If they sure, let's not even go there. And this same Boko Haram that the United States is saying that they've committed so much atrocities. This headline, this is another today's headline, is saying that 789 ex-terrorists undergoing de-radicalization, rehabilitation, integration program coming from the CDS, that's the Chief of Defense Staff. This is today's headline. He's saying that they are still, you know, recently we saw, was it about 900 or so, 800. Now he's saying that they have 789 Boko Haram fighters that they are de-radicalizing. These are people who have committed atrocities. They are being granted pardon, rehabilitated according to them, and brought back into the society. And at the end of the day, they'll be giving them taxpayers' money. But guess what? Trump is saying all the funding that came to them must be investigated. Anyway, let me take you to what El-Rufai once said in 2021. This one says, federal government is not against bandits because they are doing business, not secession like Nnamdi Kanu. So the North has always pampered these people, you know. Remember Buhari said any attack on Boko Haram is attack on the North. Hey, there's this guy on Twitter, he said Boko Haram, they are freedom fighters. So these people pampered these Boko Haram people. Even the bandits, like you can see El-Rufai said they are doing business. They are not bad people, you know. Unlike people who are asking for secession. But now, thanks to God that Trump has come to, you know, to reveal things that Nigerians didn't know before now. Anyway, guys, let's move to what happened in Lagos. Seyi Tinubu's ambition is raking Lagos State Assembly. I mean, everywhere is panicking because Seyi Tinubu wants to become the next governor. Don't forget that Obaza also have that ambition to become the governor. And when they looked at it, they don't want Obasa to really go for it. They had to look for a way to remove Obasa. Now, Tinubu has done the calculation. Obasa's removal is going to affect Tinubu in 2027. Tinubu is saying, bring back Obasa, because Obasa has so much followers in Lagos. Do you know? And the people in the State House are saying we are not bringing back Obasa. So they are having loggerhead with Tinubu. They said they want the female speaker to continue to be their leader. No more Obasa. So Tinubu is caught up in the middle. Tinubu's ambition is now what is splitting Lagos State, you know, State House of Assembly. Anyway, let me allow you to take a look at this video just for you to understand what is happening in Lagos State. This politician, since APC came into Nigeria, it has been another story altogether. Take a look.
To the crisis that rocked the Lagos State House of Assembly on Monday after Mojisola Miranda, the first female Speaker of the House, could not access her office amid rumors of her possible resignation. Miranda was elected Speaker of the Lagos Legislature following the removal of Mudashiru Obasa. Her election has since been controversial. Security operatives reportedly sealed her office on Monday following reports that Mudashiru Obasa planned to resume as Speaker. Amid the commotion, Miranda walked into the Assembly complex to the cheers and applause of lawmakers and some members of staff. Madam
Morning, Charles.
Madam Speaker!
That was a beautiful welcome, quite emotional. I mean, I know that you guys had a guest on this topic earlier, and this is for our viewers who are just tuning in, just to keep them abreast with the situation that is going on at this point. The conversation really is that DSS was there. Yes. And they're saying that the House had requested the DSS to strengthen security around the premises following reports that Obasa was going to resume as Speaker, despite the fact that this woman has rejected the resignation. But in the meantime, a chaotic scene broke out ahead of plenary session on Monday as some members of staff and sergeants at arms chased away DSS operatives from Lagos Assembly Chamber. Let's take a look. A complete show of shame, really. I mean, I actually enjoyed your guest today who said maybe the script changed, because who actually invited these people? What sort of disgrace is this? Sorry, your state of excellence.
Let's go there.
I don't know
praise
what
them when
really
it's time.
is going on. I mean,
issue.
what is the DSS turning themselves into at this moment? But let me take a tweet now. This is from Gbadebo Rose Viber. He wrote, this is his tweeting part, he wrote, "The brazen display of force at our state's legislative chamber represents a dangerous assault on democratic institutions and the principle of separation of powers. The deployment of security forces to intimidate elected representatives and interfere with legislative functions is reminiscent of our dark days under military rule and has no place in a democratic society." And that is on point, really. And I believe that everyone on this table would agree with that tweet, saying, I mean, this is really, really flouting the democratic rules at this point. But before I come to you, Professor Killer, during the Monday's plenary, members of the Lagos State House of Assembly passed a vote of confidence in the House Speaker, Mojisola Miranda.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Those against, say nay.
So at the end of the day, what is really causing this commotion? Mudashiru Obasa. Let me just take one more reaction before I come to you, and this is from Prince de Lagos. He wrote, "Dear Mudashiru Obasa, your desperation to remain in office as Speaker after 10 years is shameful and leaves a bad taste in the mouth. You are nobody's lord, and your hereditary elevation as Speaker only makes you first amongst your colleagues who are electorally your equals. It is indeed a great virtue for a servant of fortune to know when to quit, especially when the ovation is loudest. You have never been the most brilliant, or most articulate, or even the best representative of his people in the Lagos Assembly. You have only been lucky and favored by grace. Shouldn't that be enough reason to count your wins and move on with your life?" The Prince is asking Mudashiru Obasa some pertinent questions. Go ahead.
Well, I think those questions could be directed to most Nigerian politicians.
Okay, most Nigerian
politicians.
Because
if you look at, you will talk about Lagos Assembly, if you look at the Senate or the House of Reps, I want the viewers to think of any quotable quote from our legislators. You know, what inspiring speech do they remember? It's something that cuts across. I think in all these things, honestly, whether it's the ambition of Mudashiru, whether it's the machination of those behind him, whether it's the manipulation going on inside or outside the State of House Assembly, I am more occupied with the style, you know, with the finesse that they lack. From the days of Borgia back to the Roman Empire to the Palazzo Chigi in Italy to Westminster. Machinations are part of politics, but they don't come bringing out the shame in public this way. You know, this is, for me, in all these things, perhaps because I do not have so much regard, I do not see politics as something that is so high. There's nothing wrong in people manipulating. It is just a show of shame.
There's nothing wrong with people manipulating?
No, it's part of politics, honestly. Because, look, the difference between citizens and politicians is that citizens think of politics because of good road, good schools. Politicians think about it because of power. So it is just part of it. What differentiates them is, are they barbarians or are they civil? Are they inspiring or are they pedestrian? And I think we need to have that kind of look in what we're doing.
All right, Rufi, on fire, your take. I know you are not a politician either, but go ahead.
I'm not a politician, but I like that tweet by Tomoso Lukayode. But that tweet is also filled with a lot of delusion.
Why? Tell us why.
It is grand delusion for you to think that a politician will appreciate the grace that he's got, that he's not the best, that he just got the position. A politician is the greatest level of phantasmagorical delusion you can ever think of. You are telling him he's not good enough. In his eyes, he's the best. Don't you see the cap? Obasa wears 01.
Well, that is his opinion.
Wait, didn't you see the way he treated the sitting governor of the state during budget presentation?
Yeah.
In Obasa's own eyes, he's the Lord of Lagos.
Wow.
I'm telling you how they think.
Okay.
And because he's getting the firm backing of people high up there, because Obasa cannot do all the things he's doing without the backing of people high up there. So in his eyes, did you hear the day he was saying that those that are governor are not better than him? So it is the highest level of delusion for you to think when Obasa is being backed by people high up there that he will not do all these things he's doing. I feel for Miranda, like I said before, she's a victim.
Yeah.
Because it's not a fight. It's the fights of those that are in power play. She's just caught in the middle.
Yeah.
And the truth has to be said, those lawmakers that are backing them to the orgy, see, all they need is one instruction. The way at which you are starting on your mandate, Miranda, that's how they will switch.